All right, we're blasting off. We're blasting off. We're blasting off. We're blasting off. Twitter crops did you dirty. It's fine. We'll be covering Otani, yes. That is kind of the Twitter cropped me so silly. But so I'm wearing the keen-eyed observers will recognize that I'm wearing a Salem hat in this photo shoot. And that's because what? How does one reconcile having a Disney Plus subscription these days? Not a jibe or a gotcha. Speaking of someone who's kind of self-excluded from a lot of media bubbles and I loathe to contribute to the machine, but I feckin' want to see Shogun. Well, I have a Hulu subscription and a Disney Plus subscription and a subscription to pretty much everything that exists. And let me tell you, I don't give a single shred of a okay, about like the ethical considerations of the kinds of content that these guys are making or the kinds of causes that they're contributing to, because I mean, you know, the only thing I care about is making good content. If they make good content, if there's good media there, I will purchase a subscription. I don't really think about it beyond that. It's virtually impossible. Dude, your hoodies sell out within 10 minutes of each drop. Wait, what? Yeah. My recommendation to you is not to avoid Disney Plus because of ethical considerations, but to avoid Disney Plus because it sucks. And that is the least ethical thing you can do as a content provider, content creator, is to make dog IP. And I think Disney very much makes dog IP, which is precisely the reason why it's the easiest one to avoid. Okay, I don't even know. It's like the fun. Actually, you know what? I take it back. The thing is, like, you would say, oh, there's nothing on Disney Plus. And that would be valid to say, except there are things on Disney Plus. They do make stuff on Disney Plus, and usually it sucks. That's the worst, is that it's not that they don't have anything in their library, right? They do have a bunch of stuff in their library. The problem is all of that new stuff that they make sucks, and it's crazy. Having said that, I suspect people are talking about having said that, I suspect people probably want to watch the new X-Men or some shit, and that's why they're talking about it. Apparently they're running a promo where you get a free t-shirt with $100 purchase. That's what my merch guys are texting me. We'll give you a choice between tough poggers and camo at checkout. There was Eras Tour drama that was like a Harry Potter game all over again. Also, does the Kuti have the dates? Yes. I am wearing the XL currently on me, and it's the same t-shirt that I'm wearing in here as well. One shirt is $100, so that's easy. Why would you say such a thing? Okay. There's 0% chance that you dude, these are $35 t-shirts and they're union made in the United Continental States of America, okay? Get the fuck out of here. Suck my entire all the way from the back. You got out there, okay, making t-shirts in Indonesia, selling them for 75 bucks, and you're really going to come at me like that? American, union-made, manufactured in the United States t-shirts, okay? Union hands touch those garments. That is outrageous, okay? I don't want to hear nothing. He's saying one free one is given to you at $100. This conversation happens every drop. Yeah, I know. Can we get some of these shirts that are Make the Rich Pay Part 2 jokes out of the way or we'll get banned? No. I think we've elevated every single lineup and we're going to keep doing it and we're going to keep going crazy. And that's it. It's getting better and better and better. Will the heavy metal ideology logo tees ever come back? Did you guys like those a lot? Maybe. It doesn't have the thick collar. What Chinese troops see as they start rolling into 80% of the United States?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And they will be overcome by our greatness. Like they will literally, they'll be like, we can't do anything with these guys. You mentioned Dave the Diver weeks ago and I picked it up on sale. Shit is so good. It's very cute. Hey, not to be annoying, but the website checkout cart is bugged. The free shirt isn't taken off the actual total at checkout. Oh my god. They're saying the free shirt. You don't get one random shirt. You get one of the 3 that they give you an option to choose from. Just for the record. Do you design the stuff and collaborate with the artists? Yes. Honestly, less straight band tees and more movie / tour shirts is awesome. Okay, it works for me. Plenty of people are saying it's working for them. So, you know, sucks to suck. I don't know if there's a typo or not, man. It's too late. If there is a typo, then guess what, dude? There's a typo in it, okay? Before everybody combs through fucking all the dates and goes, this one is not correct or whatever, sure. Yeah, I don't know, okay? Maybe it's not. I don't care. No, it is. He might be bugging. All right, t-shirts are not free at checkout. You can choose one of the 3, of course, and they say they're free, but upon selecting them, they're $20. Other chatters have pointed this out as well. It might be a tax or something, or it might be for the additional cost of the shipping. I don't fucking know. Oh my god, dude, I'm doing customer service again every fucking day of the goddamn week. Every time we do one of these merch releases, no matter what happens, it turns into a fucking customer service one-on-one fuck fest, okay? T-shirt salesman. My job is not to give you immediate real-time feedback on issues that I do not know anything about, okay? Unless there's like a massive issue, you know, chill out. Tell chat to check out right after they select the shirt, then it shows up as free amount. Yeah, this is crazy. Motherfuckers are like, can we haggle? Can we haggle? There's an error where my bank account says I don't have enough funds in my account for all the t-shirts I want to purchase. JK, great merch though. Yeah. Customer service job is the hardest job in the world. That's not even a joke. Straight up. Yeah,
she a little freak. She for the street. 6 digits on the check, took it to the bank. Commas after commas, make it boy. Got a 10 coming over, only need a thing. Shooting blanks on a blank, make a girl. My wrist ain't peasy, pros can't please me. Sounding too easy, my life stay creamy, pocket so dreamy. Shawty wanna freak me, okay. She a little freak, she on me.
Anyways, Jack Donahue collab when I DM'd him and I was like, bro, the fucking photographer was wearing your Salem hat, so I rocked that shit on the photo shoot. He has not responded since, but I'm sure he thinks it's very cool. I never was so anxious and depressed as I was working iOS support for Apple. Apparently the Civil War movie is getting good reviews. Would you look at Dragon's Dogma 2 today? Did it come out? That's awesome. I mean, people are saying Civil War is good. I will watch it. You know what I mean? It's got a solid cast. It's got a solid director. So not even your PC can handle stable 60 FPS at 1080p. Wait, really? Banger. Armand Domalewski. Alexei Navalny, listen, I've got something very obvious to tell you. You're not allowed to give up. Why'd this guy block me?
I'll tell you what's fraudulent, Neil.
Yeah?
The perception that the program at Gift Green needs to be conditional. They choose to offer unconditional cash transfers for 2 reasons. First, empowering poor people to make their own choices. Well, that advances their core value of respect.
Dude, Zoomers are so busted. There is no salvation for the Zoomers. Y'all not making it out of the hood, okay? Y'all brains are fucking broken. Let me explain something to you. I don't know what this movie is, but you can't fucking make an edit like this where the music in the background is literally louder than what fucking John Cena is saying, man. What's happening? The director of this movie also did Green Book.
I'll tell you what's fraudulent, Neil.
Yeah?
The perception that the program at Gift Green needs to be conditional. They choose to offer unconditional cash transfers for 2 reasons. First, empowering poor people to make their own choices. Well, that advances their core value of respect. Second, imposing conditions requires expensive monitoring and enforcement structures that could raise administrative costs as high as 63%. Existing empirical evidence comparing the impact of conditional to unconditional.
It's like bass boosted, slowed down Carnival mixed with another song playing louder than the fucking commentary. I can't hear anything he's saying. Okay? I cannot hear what he's saying. I'm sorry. I don't know if it's because like I'm a boomer or whatever, but honestly, there's no way to understand what the fuck's going on there.
I'm the wife. Of course, I'm gonna unplug the Wi-Fi.
I'm the husband. Of course, I can.
I'm the wife. Of course, I'm gonna control your life.
I'm the husband. Of course.
I'm the wife. Of course, you can't go back to America.
I'm the husband. Of course.
I'm the wife. Of course, you're gonna do everything I say.
I'm the husband. Of course.
I'm the wife. Of course, I'm gonna feed you a lot.
I'm the husband.
I'm the wife.
What is this passport ass vid? Yeah, I don't know what the fuck this is. What's going on here? 90 Day Fiance reverse edition. Libertarians, man. Okay, everybody needs to chill. Not every, like, I love this concept because, like, I mean, he might be a libertarian because, you know, he is giving libertarian vibes, but like, we are now at the precipice of like doing woke anti-miscegenation memes. You know what I mean? Like it's basically turning into like any type of race mixing. It implies like a power imbalance, and there's no like genuine meaningful connection that two individuals can have with one another if they are from different countries. And it's like, I know that in a lot of these situations, you do have a dude who specifically fucking flies over to a poorer country to just like kind of ball on a budget. But you know, let's chill out, okay? Without additional background information. When you go so woke, you become anti-race mixing. I know. He spent all his money building a house in the Philippines and then moved her there to marry her during the season. Oh, is it 90 Day Fiance shit? Your merch is so sick. I got 3 T's and a sweat. Great job. Congrats. Thanks. Oh, dude, I saw this already and I retweeted it. You son of a bitch.
I was losing my hair. I had
Regarding your tomato serum, vitamin C is good, but very unstable once it hits oxygen. The bottle is very important and it should have a sealed pump instead of an open top with a dropper. The vitamin C won't matter or do anything if you aren't wearing SPF. So what, like, is this tomato syrup shit that I bought and put on my face cooked then? It feels good. Like, it feels like it's working. I got it a long ass time ago too. Yes, it's 90 Day Fiance related, is a gamer, and there's videos of him completely freaking out as expected. How hard was it to clean up that shit? It wasn't that hard. It was just like regular old water almost, basically. Anyway, they got our boy Stone Toss again. This time his Telegram group. Turns out his Telegram group is filled to the goddamn brim with, hey guys, you might have been shocked to find out, but Nazis. That's right. Wow. Here is Vishal P. Singh. Pronouns they, he. This is from Vishal P. Singh's reports that for the Daily Kos. Say it ain't so. That's crazy. Here's Stone Toss saying the N-word with a hard R. What? Pinned message. Adolf Hitler. Gas the K words, says A Pepe. Alexandre Natsock just says the N-word. Oh, here's a swasti. White woman with a whip. Just normal stuff. Just a bunch of normal stuff from a not Nazi guy who very openly defends Nazis on a regular basis, How shocking. Stone Toss viral comics have been releasing online since 2017 and feature a buffet of hard right dogma repackaged for mainstream appeal, including but not limited to Holocaust denial, Nazi sympathizing, anti-Semitism, sexism, anti-LGBTQ hate, anti-Islam hate, anti-immigrant hate, and anti-black racism. On Twitter/X, Stone Toss has reached nearly 500,000 followers. Researchers from the Global Network on Extremism Technology say Stone Toss is a crypto-Nazi, a neo-Nazi that actively tries to disguise or downplay their identity as a Nazi to maintain a more respectable public image. According to researchers, Stone Toss pulls from neo-Nazi views and makes them more palatable to a broader audience. Of course, someone who famously did that was Milo Yiannopoulos. PSA, bug fix for the free shirt issues. I had the same issue. What fixed it is removing the free shirt from the cart, then we'll offer you a free one again, then add in the correct size and immediately click the checkout button below. That fixes it. You basically? Me? Basically me? What? Anyway, on popular social media platforms, the Stone Toss community knows how to dog whistle and hide their neo-Nazism behind a facade of plausible deniability. But, like all trolls, they cannot resist going mask off with their hate. In 2019, the official Stone Toss communities on Reddit and Discord were banned. What? But the official Stone Toss Telegram channel, linked directly from the Stone Toss website, is still up and running. And the chat room for the Telegram channel is about as unfiltered as neo-Nazi communities can get. For the first time, we are exclusively leaking raw HTML data from the Stone Toss Telegram chat room, so these chat logs can be viewed by all. But what exactly is in these chat logs? The Stone Toss Telegram channel was created on January 9th, 2021. Oh, so he just said the N-word one day after he made the Telegram channel. I suspect this is why he made the Telegram channel. He's like, all right, finally, we made the Telegram channel. Time to say the N-word with a hard R. It's like, anyway, the second message was also from, the first message from Stone Toss was a misspelled greeting. Hello. The second message was also from Stone Toss. It was a single uncensored slur and nothing else. The N-word. That's so, I'm sorry. What the fuck? Bro, let me tell you something, okay? This is not even a joke. I know that I jokingly, routinely say a big part of these guys' politics revolves around being able to say the N-word with a hard R without receiving any kind of like scrutiny. And I'm not even joking when I say, like, literally, that is what it is. That is precisely what happens. Okay? That's what they're doing. It's just about saying the N-word with a hard R. Single issue voters. There is no better demonstration of this reality than this dude setting up a Telegram channel. The first thing he says is hello, and then the second thing he says is the N-word, the hard R. That's it. From this point on, the chat room is filled with Stone Toss comics and almost exclusively virulent comments, responses from other chat room members. Stone Toss's community excessively uses slurs for black people, LGBTQ people, disabled people, and Jewish people multiple times on a daily basis. Oftentimes, slurs are practically the only form of communication in the chat logs. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's kind of funny when you think about it, because it's like they actually had you as a meme. What? God damn it, dude. You fucking cooked me so hard. That's the first of the day. We should have a rule where you're not allowed to cook me on the first one. Like, you're not allowed to cook me on the first one of the day, okay? I'm supposed to be the one that's popping off on the first one. You cooked me. Anyway. Here's a 3-minute ad break now. At the top of the hour, there's a 3-minute ad break. If you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe for $5 or for free. with a Twitch Prime by connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account. You made me in Dragon's Dogma. Is this me, though? It is funny to tune in and the first thing I hear is a song going, God damn it, dude. No, their politics are no one should be able to push back on our aggressions ever. We attack anyone, and if they fight back, it's their fault. Yeah, it's your fault if you watch the 3-minute ad break at the top of the hour, though. Because you have an opportunity to subscribe for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime and avoid seeing those ads, or even get gifted a sub if you're lucky. Use a 3-minute ad break now. Okay, people, stop sending me your Dragon's Dogma characters that you guys made. I'm black and grew up primarily around white people, and from what I can tell is that the dream of many white people is to say the N-word to a black person and not get called a racist. My favorite technique is when they repeat you saying the N-word and act like they didn't say it, they just copied you. Okay. I can uncritically confirm that what you are saying is 100,000% correct. Okay? What you are describing is something that every single white person absolutely, from every different kind of political background, by the way, wants. Okay? All the way from the most racist white person who wants to be able to say it with no pushback because, like, the black people around them, he wants to dominate them racially, right? All the way to the most woke white person who wants to be accepted. Straight up. That is definitely what it is. So you absolutely nailed it, because what you're saying here basically targets like every category. 100%. Actual L take, does that mean you do? Does that mean you want to say it too? No. But there was a time when I definitely was that white person that wanted to be accepted. Yeah, 100%. I'll admit it. I think it's like lame to just fucking lie about it. Black people are cool as fuck. Black culture is the coolest fucking thing that American culture has. It's the only thing that American culture has, especially if you're like learning about American culture from the outside. The fuck are you talking about? 100%. Yeah. And then you come to America, if you're me, and then you meet black people and you're like, this is not like this is not just like something like a cultural product, a commodity to consume. These are just like real human beings, okay? With wants, needs, desires, just like everybody else. And then all of a sudden, it just turns into something entirely different. And you recognize how fucking lame that shit is. To think that like, you want exclusive acceptance from the black community. And instead, you treat people like they're people, no matter what their background is. And you become a normal person who doesn't have that desire. And it's not just white people either. Yeah, it's all non-black people that I would say have this this want at a certain point. But once you, this might be the first time I've ever vehemently disagreed with you. I think once you move away from like coming from a segregated background, not ever like being around black people or only being around like one or two black people when you're growing up, to like actually being an adult surrounded by other people, a diverse environment where you learn. And this is why I think like college is very important, for example, where a lot of people for the first time ever are like in a diverse environment that isn't like completely constructed in a white supremacist manner. And that's when people go, oh shit, like this isn't just rap music. You know what I mean? It isn't just like things that I've seen on television. These are real human beings that I am now friends with. Now, it seems crazy when I describe it like this, because you're like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, that's what it takes? Like, you can't just like recognize the humanity of people? No, many people can't, because they have no experiences. Okay? Don't be immediately defensive to what I'm saying, and try to understand what I'm saying, and you will recognize it. America is a very segregated place. Of course, that segregation is very different for black people because like they are ultimately living in a white country. So they experience whiteness every day of the week. But if you are white, you don't experience black people as people, but instead simply a cultural commodity, a product to consume. That's why living in an urban environment or a diverse environment is very important. Anyway, as a black man, the most frustrating thing is that when you see that white people want to steal, aka appropriate everything from us, but then also do nothing to actually lift black people up. It's like black stuff is awesome. Music, fashion, looks, everything, but black people, nah, they don't care about that. Yeah, it's like having a racist guy with a Bob Marley poster. They just want us to produce culture for them to emulate, really, really prevalent in like K-pop in an infuriating way. Absolutely. Which is why I always say, be fucking normal, okay? Don't treat black people differently than you would anyone else. And you're fine after that. That's all you need to do is just be fucking normal. Seriously, move on from this take and subject. You're really showing some egg on your face with this. This take is you parading as a raised here American. You're definitely just showcasing growing up in Turkey and viewing it as only culture and not living people. This is not something people think on bulk in America, regardless of how horrifically. I never wish to say words that countless people have heard as a slur just before their death. Go fuck yourself. Bro, fucking calm down. Calm down, white boy. Okay? Calm down. Calm down, man. Chill out. Okay? God damn. Whew. Sheesh. I said, even if it's not about literally saying the N-word, it's about wanting black acceptance. Okay? Which you are definitely, it seems, doing your very best right now to go above and beyond. Remember when I said be normal? You know, when we're having a conversation about this, taking it personally and being like, go fuck yourself, you fucking piece of shit. Like, you don't have to be like a fucking anime villain here. I'm using broad generalizations for the most part, specifically because, you know, we're talking about white supremacist undertones and white supremacist social conditioning. Hasanabi would be like anti-racist equals pandering for black acceptance. Famously, which is why I get called an anti-black racist and also an anti-white racist at the same time. This guy gives me the vibes of I come from 3 generations of socialists and I live in Portland attitude. Like, that's the vibe I'm getting here. Don't feed them, they're hungry for attention. I think they just like misunderstood what I was saying. The N-word in the community is not viewed as a slur when we use it on each other. So if all you consume is black culture and have none of the context about racism around it, you're gonna see it as something cool. That's all Hasanabi saying. Damn, please relax, chat. Yes. Anyway. Hilarious that actual POC and specifically black chatters are confirming that reality, and this white guy feels like he has the authority to go over everyone's head. Yeah, he not gonna lie, this convo gets tiring after a while. No, I always have time for this convo. Dude, I really want Dr. Umar so bad. I would love to fucking have Dr. Umar on the stream. It would be so sick. He could like educate me. Anyway, he's calling you a foreigner for saying white people exploit black culture in the US. No, he wasn't saying that. He's saying that like, how dare you say that like every white American has once fantasized about saying a slur. That's what he said. He got real mad. I'm literally stating these things as a Hispanic person who's experienced hate crimes himself. Okay. Yeah, that's what he's saying. He's like, I've never. First of all, I'm just saying that your perspective is off here. Okay, dude. First of all, I can, again, see the whiteness coming from your fucking statements. Okay? Please stop. And you're not just saying, you said, go fuck yourself, which was really funny. You did word it very poorly on the outside of that sentiment. I don't really care. When are you adding back Mark Lamont Hill? I've literally texted him a bunch of stuff. I've texted him a bunch of times to be like, bro, please come back on. You're incredible. No, the reason why I said he's like definitely white is because he said he's Hispanic. And it's like, come on, bro. Saying the N-word is like a critical part of Latino culture in America, okay? Saying it when you shouldn't say it. Anyway, it is pretty funny because we were just talking about a white Hispanic dude, a white Puerto Rican Hispanic dude with the name Klaus Graber and his fucking Telegram channel. Obviously, there's different degrees to this. You know what I mean? No shot. You were talking to Don Lamont. 100% agree. Latinos and Hispanics have been so brain broken by whiteness. Yeah. Anyway, do you let AFAMs call you dude? What the fuck, bro? That is the craziest thing I've never heard. This got to be racist? Okay. Did this guy invent a new type of racism? He said AFAMs, like shortened for African Americans. I mean, this part of it makes me think that he's joking because this is pretty funny. Do you let black people call you dude is pretty funny. So I suspect it is a bibliographical term, sir. I've never, what the fuck? He said AFAMs. Just say black, bro. What the fuck? We're just having a normal conversation. Do you know what dude means? What does it mean? I don't even know what he's saying. Please watch this. What is this? Yeah, okay, dude.
So all you niggas, whites and brown, dinner, tacuaches. See, I'm Mexican. I can say what's up, nigga. ¿Qué pasa, güey? ¿Qué pasa, vato? You saw shit. Hey, you saw shit. Hey, you saw? Hey, we make the name.
I don't endorse this. I mean, it's funny, but don't do that. Okay, anyway. This is from my hometown, sadly. What is this? The replies, man. It's genuinely shocking to see the amount of racism that's been allowed to openly foment on this website. So much talent. ENG training. What happened? It's mostly just whenever shit like this pops off, it's always like, now I can't see. I'm only seeing people comment on the commenters, but I never get to see the racism. I'm too late to the racism, guys. What if you get a pass like your boy did?
I will tell you a wonderful story. Simple one. It happened to me a year ago.
Oh my God. Okay, this is such an old fucking Zizek clip. It always... This is getting resurfaced now because he's like recently been like extra racist on Arabs. So it's like they're... But this is a classic. This is a classic Zizek.
Around the corner here in the bookstore, I was signing a book of mine. Two black guys asked me to sign a book, and seeing them there, I couldn't resist the worst racist remark. When I was returning the books to them, I told them, you know, now, I don't know which one is for whom, you know. You blacks like yellow guys, you look all the same. They embraced me and they told me, you can call me nigger.
Real stories that have definitely happened. Bro, this is your homie, dog. Wait, what? No, he is not my homie. What the fuck? Why is he my homie? The thing about Balkan men is that, as far as I understand, they're too busy hating each other to hate black people. That's why, like, Serbia, for example, is like memed as like the least anti-black nation in Europe. So maybe Zizek hits that note. I don't know. Who knows? Seems like he is. He's definitely. My observation is that people are born one way or another. It is not a choice. People should find mutual love and happiness where their heart leads them. I only ask of my gay friends that they have children for the continuance of this civilization. What? What is... Yo, Elon has the weirdest breeding fetish, dude. I don't fucking get it. Slovenians are exempt for their inter-Balkan hate for the most part. You're a Balkan man. I technically, you know, the Balkan categorization goes pretty fucking broad, so you're not wrong. When he says my gay friends, he's talking about Don Lemon. He's off the rails again. What's he fucking doing? This is over the course of a single day. Stephen Miller on the Democrat scheme to allow illegal aliens in the country so they will be counted in the U.S. Census, giving them more electoral power. California would have half the electoral college votes it has right now, but for illegal immigration. Wow. 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 You know what's crazy? We swapped from fucking Megaphonics to Evan, okay? Evan is basically the Megaphonics on Twitter. Stop sending me Evan links. I don't want to see what the fuck's going on with this dumb fuck. Not Evan. Evan is great, but fucking Elon Musk is not. Okay? This argument is so fucking stupid. Abolish the Electoral College then, you fucking assholes. How about that? How about we abolish the Electoral College then? You got the smoke for this? You're like, oh man, illegal immigrants. Illegal immigrants are coming in over our border so that California can have Electoral College votes. Okay, fine. Abolish the Electoral College, cocksucker. You won't do it. You won't do it. Republicans haven't won a fucking popular vote. Republicans won one fucking popular vote in the past 30 goddamn years. The fuck do you mean? The fuck do you mean? Of course, Megaphonics in the replies, by the way. Of course. Sure seems like the people he follows are in arms race to continually find the most racist, outrageously racist and hateful things they can shove in front of his face every day, every post. It has all to be even more egregious and hateful than the one before. It does not bode well. Megaphonics. It just fucking got him, dude. Of course. Evan is way more Elon obsessed than me. Dude tweets multiple times about a single Elon tweet. It's just funny. You're right. Of course you're right. It's just funny how much you love obsessing over Elon Musk. Also, you can't say Evan is obsessed with Elon Musk when you're in his replies continuing the obsession. Anyway, look at these sexy ass fucking fits. Megaphonics is always going to catch strays when we're doing. This is your real homie.
Russian is gooning, Gooning.
Grooming or gooning?
Gooning, Gooning. It means basically being transfixed with porn, video porn for like 24, 48 hours straight. Straight's the right word there. And it struck me. Now I know this is going to sound hard.
Mr. Bonicello, I have heard that you have taken copious amounts of mushrooms only to go on a 25-hour gooning session. I'm stroking my shit, but it's left leaning. Okay, stop.
Harsh. But it struck me that even though this crowd considered itself bohemian, and even though this crowd considered itself, what would you say, anti-establishment, it struck me this was exactly the crowd that would go over to fascism. The expression is gooning, Gooning.
Grooming or gooning?
Gooning.
Why is Norm talking about gooning? Because someone introduced him to the internet, which was a big mistake. All right, let's talk about some good news. Oh boy, good news. The United States is suing Apple in a landmark iPhone monopoly lawsuit. That's right. The Department of Justice is going after Apple for violating federal antitrust law. What is going on? Now, this is exactly the type of shit that I want to see from the Brandon regime. Okay? This is what I want to see. I want to see this energy in an election year. This is what I want to see. taking down big tech corporations for violating Sherman. That's right. Restore the Maoist third world disorder. The Patriots are ready to go, sir. Brandon, give us the order and we will execute. Anyway, my Korean boyfriend always laughs his ass off when you play this. He laughs his ass off because he knows this is the best thing that's ever come out of North Korea. South Korea could never. What does South Korea have? K-pop. What does North Korea have? Cholima on the wing. Okay? You can only arrive at this beat and this much energy and spirit when you firmly hold on to your belief in the immortal science of Marxist, Leninist Judaism. Okay? That is the only way you can create this. Okay? And K-pop. I feel very unsafe in this community. Gymnasium, brother. Wait, what? I'm joke. This goes so fucking hard, man. It goes so hard. Cholima on the wing got me feeling like a left book fucking poster thinking that they're eating hamburger every day in North Korea, okay? Like, how could they have made such a good banger if they're not eating hamburger every day? Oh, it goes so hard. Hey, hey. And they got the drip too. Hey, hey. By the way, notice how all the trains, like, they're slowly moving and they never show the front of the train. That's because Koreans are pulling the trains. On Fear and months ago, you said this sounds like old Turkish pop songs. A little bit, yeah. Anyway, let's get back to the Brandon regime, okay, instituting, utilizing the Department of Justice to go after antitrust trust busters like Apple.
Garland, he's going to be laying out this case against Apple. Let's go to that live.
Good morning. Earlier today, the Department of Justice, joined by 15 states and the District of Columbia, sued Apple in the U.S. District Court for the District of New Jersey for violating Section 2 of the Sherman Antitrust Act. Over the last 2 decades, Apple has become one of the most valuable public companies in the world. Today, its net income exceeds the individual gross domestic product of more than 100 countries. That is in large part due to the success of the iPhone, Apple's signature smartphone product. For over a decade, iPhone sales have made up a majority of Apple's annual revenue. Today, Apple's share of the U.S. performance smartphone market exceeds 70%, and its share of the entire U.S. smartphone market exceeds 65%. Apple charges as much as nearly $1,600 for an iPhone. But as our complaint alleges, Apple has maintained monopoly power in the smartphone market not simply by staying ahead of the competition on the merits, but by violating federal antitrust law. Consumers should not have to pay higher prices because companies break the law. We allege that Apple has employed a strategy that relies on exclusionary, anti-competitive conduct that hurts both consumers and developers. For consumers, that has meant fewer choices, higher prices and fees, lower quality smartphones, apps, and accessories, and less innovation from Apple and its competitors. For developers, that has meant being forced to play by rules that insulate Apple from competition. And as outlined in our complaint, we allege that Apple has consolidated its monopoly power, not by making its own products better, but by making other products worse. Apple carries out its exclusionary anti-competitive conduct in two principal ways. First, Apple...
You just want to be EU Parliament so bad. Objectively, American existence would be like noticeably better, 10% better, almost immediately if we started implementing some quality of life adjustments that like European Union regulators do on a regular basis. Like universal fucking, like universalizing the power cords. You know what I mean? Like half the time when we inevitably get stuff here that are good quality of life adjustments, it is a consequence of EU regulation making its way here as well, because it inevitably is cheaper to just mass produce the same product. So yeah, this is like the nerdy shit that happens in the background, right? This is the nerdy shit that happens in the background where the government is actually working. Unfortunately, the government rarely works in this direction in the United States of America. But I do think that it is a good thing. Like here's another Brandon example I will use, right? What did he do recently with the credit cards? Like hidden fees. Yeah, here's another thing. Credit card late fees are going to be capped at $8. Junk fees. Going after junk fees. Like these are small things that the government should absolutely do that will yield a tremendous amount of popular support. Okay, especially if they do a good enough job of promoting what they're doing. Okay, get rid of those fees on concert tickets, in my honest opinion. Yes, going after price gougers. A lot of this stuff is good. I think Adam Conover, friend of the show, Adam Conover's The G Word Netflix series, which was co-produced by Obama, sorry to tell you, or I think Obama was featured in it, but regardless, is pretty good at showcasing all the stuff that happens in the background that you basically take for granted that keeps society together and stop it from collapsing completely, that are very necessary, that we just kind of take for granted. It is the other side of government that rarely gets coverage, but is important, okay? I love this and agree with you 100%, but it's also just one thing that Brandon wants to use to distract us from a shitty foreign policy in Israel-Palestine. This isn't a good thing. You can't be a monopoly of your own universe. Apple owned and, more importantly, created the stack, top to bottom. Apple have no more a monopoly on iPhones than Sony has a monopoly on PlayStations, or you have a monopoly of being Hasanabi. Wait, what? Sorry, we made it, so it doesn't matter is an insane way to fucking argue on this issue. Especially because it doesn't matter. It literally does not matter. Monopoly on the smartphone market is more than the phone market itself, chatter. No, it straight up does not matter. Just because a company got like really successful on its own doesn't mean that they can't be violating antitrust rules. They absolutely can, and Apple absolutely is. Okay? And breaking some of these some of the monopoly power that these massive corporations have will literally yield consumer benefits. Okay? Yeah. It's about the software. It's like Microsoft lawsuits over Internet Explorer. Remember that? Remember how good that was? I mean, Microsoft still does its very best to try and fucking shove Internet Explorer down your goddamn throat, but think about that. In a total vacuum, sure, a company can develop and sell whatever they want within the framework of the law, but what's being litigated here is the nature of Apple as one of the only two major industry players in the mobile space. That necessarily restricts what they're allowed to do. Plus, we don't even have Huawei. You know what I mean? Okay. You can go and drink water. Go drink your water, baby. When will you wear wigs? Why? Yeah, now they're trying to make us edge. I know. So having a successful company and having a lot of people use your product equals bad? Wait, you don't have to ban that guy. Come on, mods. That's crazy. Like, yeah, he's being contentious and he's a debate derailer, but... oh, never mind. He got Fossabot timed out because he was spamming. Mods didn't do that. Fossabot did it because my man was going crazy with it. Man, I wonder how many people just get straight clapped by Fossabot because they're just spamming like crazy and then they think the moderators are the ones who fucking ban them. And then and then just develop like a permanent hate boner for me and this community in general.
Imposes contractual restrictions and fees that limit the features and functionality that developers can offer iPhone users. Second, Apple selectively restricts access to the points of connection between third-party apps and the iPhone's operating system, degrading the functionality of non-Apple apps and accessories. As a result, for most of the past 15 years, Apple has collected a tax in the form of a 30% commission on the price of any app downloaded from the App Store, as well as on in-app purchases. Apple is able to command these fees from companies of all sizes. Apple has also suppressed the emergence of programs like...
By the way, officially, the Corrupt Tee, Capitalism and Decay Tee, and the Lib Tour hoodie and the Skull Tee have been sold out, so now they are on back order. So it'll take a longer time. I wanted it to not run out like it always does. It already fucking ran out. It already sold out, but it's on back order, so it'll take a little bit longer for you to receive it if you buy it from this point on, but at least you'll be able to get it, okay? And not have to wait for another 6 months until you can maybe get it on, maybe get it if we decide to drop it again. Is that why a sub on mobile costs more than a desktop on Twitch? Yup. Timmy would have got it to me faster. I'm literally trying to AirPlay you to a Fire TV right now, and it's twice as many steps as last time I did this. Fuck Apple. Anyway.
Have you ever wondered how we...
Why can't you just make infinite merch, you burly buffoon? I mean, I am literally making infinite merch. I'm explaining to you why it's infinite merch. We run into this issue every single time. I don't think you guys understand. We purchase pretty much the entirety of Bayside's available stock. Okay? Every single time we do one of these drops, we pretty much buy everything they have ahead of time. Okay? Yes, back order is the same quality. It just takes, the only difference between back order is that it'll take a little bit longer for you to receive it. That's it. You've worn a shirt with a burning Confederate flag before, and I thought it was your merch, but it's not. Do you remember where you got that? Yeah, that's a fan who took one of my quotes about how the Confederates are losers and turned it into fan art and then made t-shirts off of it. Yeah, ladders included. Can I get the overcoat and the hoodie pick? If you go to Italy and go to the Vatican and shop where the priests shop at, you will be able to purchase that overcoat. I think it's called Barbicone or something. You look like if Bad Bunny was capitalized and bolded. Thank you. How's the quality of the sweater? Is the print going to get messed up if I wash it? I mean, I'm wearing it, and this has gone through many washes, so No. All right, let's
cloud streaming apps, including gaming apps, as well as super apps that could reduce user dependence on Apple's own operating system and expensive hardware. And as any iPhone user who has ever seen a green text message or received a tiny, grainy video can attest, Apple's anti-competitive conduct also includes making it more difficult for iPhone users to message with users of non-Apple products. It does this by diminishing the functionality of its own messaging app and by diminishing the functionality of third-party messaging apps. By doing so, Apple knowingly and deliberately degrades quality, privacy, and security for its users. For example, if an iPhone user messages a non-iPhone user in Apple Messages, the text appears not only as a green bubble, but incorporates limited functionality. The conversation is not encrypted, videos are pixelated and grainy, and users cannot edit messages or see typing indicators. As a result, iPhone users perceive rival smartphones as being lower quality because the experience of messaging friends and family who do not...
They're so right about this. They're so fucking right about this. Like, this is an immediate improvement for all consumers, by the way. Like, and the only reason why you would want this to maintain, like the only reason why you would want this still is so that you can call Android users like broke boys and feel special. And I say this as someone who's never had an Android. I say this as someone who is a firmly committed Apple user. I have an iPhone. I have an Apple MacBook laptop. I have an Apple Watch. I think it's ridiculous that there is no cross-pollination and you can't use other products and you're like trapped in the Apple family. I find it very silly. I think that this is a pro-consumer move, and the only reason why you would want this, you're just a cuck. What? No, the only reason why you would want to maintain this is because you perceive it as like a status symbol. Well, you choose to be Apple as an odd statement. I don't have an issue using Apple products, okay? But I do think that it would be better overall for every single consumer if there was more cross-pollination, if like all of the apps could be utilized across the board and had all of the same fucking options.
Not own iPhones is worse, even though Apple is the one responsible for breaking cross-platform messaging. And it does so intentionally. For example, in 2013, a senior executive at Apple explained that supporting cross-platform messaging in Apple Messages, quote, would simply serve to remove an obstacle to iPhone families giving their kids Android phones, close quote. In 2022, Apple's CEO was asked whether Apple would fix iPhone to Android messaging. The questioner added, quote, not to make it personal, but I can't send my mom certain videos, close quote. Apple's CEO...
It does seem kind of stupid when you talk about this, like, because you got like Merrick Garland talking about something so silly that people have made memes about, but it's like this kind of little, it's exactly this like little shit that impacts daily user experience, daily consumer experience, that will yield tremendous benefit for all consumers across the board. This is millions, tens of millions of people, if not hundreds of millions of people, that will have a better consumer experience overall.
CEO responded, buy your mom an iPhone. In addition to selectively controlling app distribution and creation, we allege that Apple is violating the law by conditionally restricting developers' access to...
I think you don't know anything about the tech behind messaging, so you should probably learn about it before talking on it with such certainty. I don't think I need to understand the tech behind messaging to say that, like, this should be like the amenities that Apple offers should also go across all of the platforms. Like I that's all I'm simply stating. You need to know about encryption and standards. Okay, well, while I don't understand about encryption and standards, I still think that it should still be allowed by everyone. You are doing the Apple line here, which is this making it readily available for every other fucking product is going to like limit Apple's security or whatever, which I do agree. I think Apple does care about security for sure and privacy, even though they do also obviously internally allow other apps to steal and suck all of your data. Having said that, they just need to add RCS to iPhone, then it'll all be good. Yeah, like unless you personally believe that Google does not have encryption standards, which is a silly thing to argue for, I don't know what to tell you. Like, Apple announced that RCS support is coming to iPhone next year. Apple has announced today that it will adopt the RCS, Rich Communication Services Messaging Standard. The feature will launch via a software update later next year and bring a wide range of iMessage style features to messaging between iPhone and Android users. So I guess that you're advocating for something that Apple has already seen, partially because they knew this was coming and has already decided to move in the direction of. And this is from 2023, November 16, 2023. I assume that this is, you're a moron. I, for one, like my battery drains quicker when I do not upgrade. The move for RCS is due to China. I don't know if it's for China. It's probably EU, right? EU forced Apple to use RCS. Google tries publicly shaming Apple into adopting RCS. Here's a video of Marquez explaining how Apple gatekeeps his messaging app. That's 20 minutes. I don't want to watch a 20-minute video. Apple folds for a third time to the EU, and it means iPhone users can now get red receipts when texting their Android friends. Does it sound not like Marcus Brownlee? No, I love his videos. It's just 20 minutes.
To the interface, which is needed to make an app functional on the Apple operating system. For a product like a smartwatch or a digital wallet to be useful to an iPhone user, it must be able to communicate with the iPhone's operating system. But Apple creates barriers that make it extremely difficult and expensive for both users and developers to venture outside the Apple ecosystem. When it comes to smartwatches, Apple not only drives users to purchase an Apple Watch, which is only compatible with an iPhone, it also uses its technical and contractual controls to make it harder for someone with an iPhone to use a non-Apple smartwatch. And when it comes to digital wallets, Apple's exclusionary conduct goes a step further. Digital wallets allow users to store and use passes and credentials in a single app, including credit cards, personal identification, movie tickets, and car keys. Apple Wallet is Apple's proprietary digital wallet on the iPhone. Apple actively encourages banks, merchants, and other parties to participate in Apple Wallet, but it simultaneously exerts its monopoly power to block these same partners from developing alternative payment products and services for iPhone users. For example, Apple has blocked third-party developers from...
Here's the thing, okay? I will explain why this is good for Apple consumers, as an Apple consumer myself. And I hope that you will understand, okay? In an environment where Apple doesn't try to create a walled garden of like only Apple family products, and this, it seems like if this goes through, Apple will be forced to make changes. Apple will have to compete with everyone else, both on the hardware and software side, by simply making better hardware and better software. Okay? If Apple's overarching popularity relies on its inability or relies on its restrictions as it pertains to applications or as it pertains to hardware that is not in the Apple family, that actually stifles innovation. Okay? This is why I'm saying more competition is actually beneficial for the consumer themselves. This will directly lead to better consumer experiences for those who have Apple products. The other side of this is that Apple engages in price leadership, or at least like restriction leadership in this regard, which will get other companies, you know, Google, I guess, is the only other major player in this space, to also try to create a restrictive ecosystem. Okay? Whereas being able to purchase a Samsung or Google hardware and use it with ease with Apple hardware and software is beneficial for you. It's actually a good thing. You just cannot imagine the seamless communication that your Apple products have with your Apple iPhone being the same for non-Apple products as well. Okay? That's part of the reason why you are claiming that this will be a bad thing. Why have any proprietary hardware or software at that point? Then it's a dumb argument. I mean, don't get me started on this. It's not, though. It's on. Apple's protecting its user experience. They already compete on hardware and software. Bad take, to be honest. Apple has been innovating a lot lately with their hardware and software. This is just forcing them to use other stuff. I think they should be forced to use other people's stuff. Because if they are forced to have universal standards for non-Apple products, they will then be forced to make that experience as seamless for other hardware and software that's non-Apple. Maybe I want a fucking, then don't buy Apple products. No, because when you buy a non-Apple product, it doesn't fucking connect to your iPhone as easily as an Apple product. The other side of this is also that if you have only Apple products and you want to fucking use it on a Steam Deck, the connectivity is much harder. Apple should be making products that are easy to integrate into other fucking... That's why I don't buy other stuff. Yeah, that's the whole point, dumbass. That's why you don't buy other stuff. You're literally talking about this restriction that Apple has imposed upon you. You are advocating for being cucked further, as the government is doing something, finally, for once, that takes steps against that. This is just cultish thinking, I think. It doesn't make any sense. It genuinely does not make any sense. You have been conditioned into hating Google and Windows, which aren't great companies either, for the record. They have their own fucking issues. But you've been conditioned into hating these other ecosystems because because Apple is incredibly restrictive, and so are these guys as well in some respects, into using competitors' hardware and software. That's the problem. This makes it so that you have choice. You can have an Apple iPhone if you think that the Apple iPhone is better, okay, on specs and on pricing, and then turn around and use your Apple iPhone with a product that Google made, like Google headphones or something, or a non-Apple headphone that you can easily fucking incorporate, and it's as seamless as like basically connecting to your own Apple your own Apple headphones. But why stick with Apple until now if you didn't like it for that reason? Wait, what do you mean? Why don't we apply the standard to automakers too? Their parts don't work together. I mean, if you're comparing how restrictive Apple is when it comes to repair in comparison to like auto manufacturers, I don't know what to tell you, but we already do have standardized stuff in auto manufacturing, like auto repair. And even then, there's no auto manufacturer that has, what is this? New York Times diagram explains the Apple monopoly pretty well. Top of the, God damn it, dude. Take USB-C as an example. They probably would have started adoption earlier if it wasn't for their overall proprietary advantage. Exactly. USB-C being universalized is good, is beneficial for everyone. You don't need to get like dumbass fucking Apple lightning rods or whatever the fuck. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Now you can share the fucking, now you can share a singular charger. It makes no sense. I genuinely cannot comprehend. That's why Tesla isn't great, because we can only use Tesla auto repair shops instead of any auto repair shop. Exactly. Tesla is good for its war against car dealerships, but it's bad when it comes to repair for this exact same reason. Well, this and many other reasons, actually, because like when your fucking car has like a crumple, it basically, that's not really true. It's like half true. I genuinely feel like, no, Hassan, people buy Apple products because people like having many different charger standards. You just don't understand technology. Yeah, I legitimately don't understand it. It's like advocating against universal chargers for electric vehicles. You know what I mean? Like being a Tesla fanboy and being like, well, Elon invented the supercharger that's like much better than all of the other fucking EV chargers, so he should be able to fucking maintain his supercharger supremacy, which is fucking ridiculous. The fuck are you talking about? Every single argument that you've made so far basically just says, I like being in the in club, in the Apple club. How will I feel superior to other fucking consumers with my expensive ass gear? Like, let's apply the standard to gaming consoles. I want my Xbox controller to work with my PS5. Dude, don't even get me fucking started on that. Oh my God. Dude, I've compared universalizing like the console controller buttons to slavery before, okay? I have a very famous rant on this while playing Zelda. Are you kidding me? Yes, we should do that. Controller compatibility and universalizing all the buttons should happen. The problem is everyone in any kind of like legislative body that has regulatory power is 857 years old, so they don't remember. They don't know anything about fucking consoles, so we can't even have this conversation. Here's the part where you said it was like slavery. Oh my God. Here, let's see. Hey, I'm not going to do this right now. Anyway. Did you see where Sony took away movies people bought on the PlayStation Store? I did. It was fucking bullshit. Chatter acting like this is a gotcha, but more open systems would be good for consumers. Only just now we've gotten some cross-play. I know, cross-platform play. Exactly. I think it's so stupid. Yeah, you're literally pointing to like other things that I agree with and that should happen while trying to defend one thing that I disagree with. Are Steam Decks worth it? Yes. I fucking love my Steam Deck. Guys, I'm a ride or die Steam Decker, okay? Straight up. It's so fucking good. It's the best piece of tech that I have purchased in the last decade. Think about it this way. My Steam Deck is my daily driver for gaming. I literally use it more for gaming than I do my PC. I have a supercomputer and I have a supercomputer. I have a PlayStation 5. The Steam Deck is so goated. Anyway, but yeah, I got owned again. Make no mistake. Top of the hour ad break is here. And I am going to run the top of the hour ad break now. Universalize the top of the hour ad breaks. And if you no longer want to see those ads, well, there's one way. There's a couple different methods that you can use to avoid seeing those ads. Okay? Oh, is this an ad for Steam? No. You honestly think this is about us? You don't think this is about the government wanting a backdoor and weaken iOS security? Android has backdoors. Would love for you to comment on this. That's the only part of this that I think is like probably valid, but I do think that there's already ways into Apple as well. I don't disagree that Apple has a monopoly and is acting monopolistic in certain things. However, your tech takes are right on par with the 80-plus-year-olds that are making tech legislation. Really? iOS also has backdoors, I'm certain. You can't claim Ferrari would be a better car if they had to support Honda engines? What? Dude, the government is not fucking forcing. The government is not forcing Apple to use Android hardware. Okay? Like to strip Apple hardware and put Android components into it. What kind of fucking comparison is this? I don't understand. That's why the actual analog here is Tesla superchargers. Okay? Tesla superchargers is a better example. There are competitors in the marketplace for EVs. The problem is they can't utilize Tesla superchargers. And universalizing Tesla superchargers and ensuring that there's one standard for all electric vehicles is a good thing that will open up the space. That way, people can focus on making better products, better EVs overall, and not simply use that as a competitive advantage. The reason why you guys don't want to use the USB-C comparison or the supercharger comparison is because you understand that that kind of destroys the argument that you have, because I don't think your argument is a valid one. I think your argument stems from, I want to maintain Apple supremacy. Because let's be real, as an Apple user, as a fucking lifelong Apple product user myself, there is definitely that element of like having Apple products and therefore it's just better. It's just more specs. Like you're so tapped in to the cult of Apple that you feel like one aspect that Apple brings to the table, your take on this is just not good. You will never be able to convince me personally, with the exception of the backdoor shit, that forcing Apple to utilize industry standards, like creating universal industry standards, is a bad thing. Okay? Imagine if everyone was forced to use Safari, is exactly the point. Exactly. Thank God that that doesn't happen. Both sides are dorks. Apple users think they're cool and rich for having it like it's 2007, and Android users think anyone gives a fuck about what their stupid device can do. I agree. Lots of people on the Apple subreddit complaining about this. Yes, because one part of owning Apple products is that instills brand loyalty, is the fact that you have an Apple product and you have a lot of like cool stuff that you don't want others to have. So it's a part of the marketing. It's a part of the brand. It's a part of how you develop brand loyalty to it. Everyone isn't forced to use Safari. You can buy other products, for fuck's sake. No, but this is akin to everyone using Safari. But because Safari is not a better product than all of the other competitors in the market, you don't see it as such. If Safari was it's ironic because like Microsoft already tried this with the Internet Explorer anyway. Open source brands never work well with each other anyways. That's what Apple does well. No, that's also not true. A big part of the reason why the open source brands never work well with each other is because Apple doesn't work well with open source brands. That's the whole point. I am a fucking tech boomer, and I still recognize that this is literally the problem that they're trying to eliminate.
Creating competing digital wallets on the iPhone that use what is known as tap to pay functionality. That is the function that makes a digital wallet, well, a wallet. Instead, Apple forces those who want to use the wallet function to share personal information with Apple, even if they would prefer to share that information solely with their bank, medical provider, or other trusted third party. When an iPhone user puts a credit or debit card in Apple Wallet, Apple inserts itself into the process that would otherwise occur directly between the user.
There's something you need to understand here. Hardware and software relationships will always weaponize compatibility for anti-competitive purposes. Wait, what? I do understand that. And I don't think that that should exist. That's the whole point that I'm making. And that's what I'm trying to explain to Apple fanboys as an Apple fanboy my fucking self. Okay? I mean, dude, come on. Like, look, dude, what more do I need to show you? You know what I mean? I use I have the Apple, what is it? The fucking Plus, the big bulky headphones. I have the in-ear Apple headphones. I have pretty much every fucking Apple product with the exception of the Vision Pro or whatever. Yeah, I have the AirPod Plus. I have the AirPods. I have everything that's Apple. I use almost completely. I use Apple. I have an Apple TV. Wait, are you an Apple fanboy because you're forced to be? Would you have bought a Samsung watch if you could have? Maybe. If it had the same ease of compatibility, potentially. I probably would have. If there was like a easy app integration and it didn't require so much more, yeah, I probably would have. A big part of why I use Apple products across the board is because it's the fucking easiest. Like it just works so seamlessly, so perfectly. You don't own a Sony TV and saying no, Apple TV is a. But I love Apple products. That is in part because Apple systematically boxes out third parties' products and services from gaming to digital wallets, limiting choice and blocking potentially better products from emerging. Apple even sacrifices short-term gains to maintain this power. Apple's better at privacy. From degrading the security of text messages to selling your data to foreign governments, Apple's cloak of privacy is a mainly self-serving branding strategy. Apple can improve privacy at any time without engaging in anti-competitive product. Yeah, Garmin smartwatches are way better on Android than Apple, but the drawback on Android is that you have to do a little bit of work, in this case, downloading their own apps. You can't even develop stuff for iOS without being forced into buying a fucking Mac. It's very annoying. I think they should make phones with worse cameras. I think everyone looked better when we couldn't see them as good. I agree. People are misunderstanding the lawsuit. Apple is intentionally blocking integration from third parties, which is the issue. Not that first party is better. Not that first party integration is better. Like, this entire lawsuit fixes a lot of the things that you are holding on to as a benefit, thinking that it will be worse overall in the long run for you. When the only thing that this takes away is an air of superiority that you might feel by having an Apple product. That's literally it. That's why I'm saying I don't think you recognize that. Like, I don't think you personally recognize that that's kind of what you're advocating for. It doesn't make sense. It's just eliminating the social capital that you have by having an Apple product while also opening up as a consumer for you to utilize so many different products, like a wide range of products that is seamlessly integrated. Because if this is forced, then Apple has to maintain its same seamless transition with third-party developers on the software side, and also products that are not inside of the Apple family. There are currently, obviously, products that they allow that are in the Apple family. You see them when you go to the Apple store. But this would force Apple to basically create that same transition, that same seamless transition with every fucking product, because that's what competition is. Realistically, Apple isn't even competing on hardware and software. They're competing on ecosystem, but ecosystems are inherently anti-competitive. Exactly. They must be forced to compete for each product category separately, and if their products are all the best in class, they can work well together. What Apple has is a walled garden. Precisely the case, yes.
And the card issuer. This introduces an additional potential point of failure for the privacy and security of Apple users. And that is just one way in which Apple is willing to make the iPhone less secure and less private in order to maintain its monopoly power. The Supreme Court defines monopoly power as, quote, the power to control prices or exclude competition. As set out in our complaint, Apple has that power in the smartphone market. Now, having monopoly does not itself violate the antitrust laws, but it does when a firm acquires or maintains monopoly power, not because it has a superior product or superior business acumen, but by engaging in exclusionary conduct. As set out in our...
A lot of what makes them good is software efficiency. It's not entirely a hardware thing. Yes, it does. But that software efficiency would be forced upon Apple for all non-Apple products if they were basically forced to literally utilize all matter of different. Apple is Hassan's one corpo blind spot. Wait, what? No, it's the exact opposite. The fuck, corpo lover? Corpo lover? Are you misunderstanding the point I'm making? The fuck's wrong with you? No, I'm anti-corporate here. What the fuck? I'm saying the government literally regulating this so that Apple is forced to create better software and better seamless consumer experiences for those who want to use non-Apple products is quite literally the opposite of what you think I'm saying.
Our complaint. Apple has maintained its power not because of its superiority, because of its unlawful exclusionary behavior. Monopolies like Apple's threaten the free and fair markets upon which our economy is based. They stifle innovation. They hurt producers and workers, and they increase costs for consumers. If left unchallenged, Apple will only continue to strengthen its smartphone monopoly. But there's a law for that. The Justice Department will vigorously enforce antitrust law. Enforcing the law protects consumers from higher prices and fewer choices. That is the Justice Department's legal obligation. That is what the American people expect. That is what they deserve.
You should use an Android. I mean, maybe in the fucking future.
Controversial Texas law, it's called SB 4, would give state and local police unprecedented authority to arrest people who they think might be in this.
The Biden admin is also coming after food delivery services. Have you ever used a food delivery app to order a meal but notice a much higher end price? It's called drip pricing and it adds up. My administration is working to end this practice over junk fees. Yeah, that's great. I think this shit's also lame as hell. Like, I want to give all the money to the fucking driver. I don't want to give money to the delivery app. It's crazy. This shit sucks. Hidden fees, junk fees, they're ass cheeks, and they add up over the course of a year. I'm willing to bet that the average consumer over the course of a year is probably, I'm sure there's data for this. I don't know what it is, but I'm willing to bet that like it adds up to thousands of dollars a year. $1 here, $2 there, $4 here. It fucking adds up. This all is to get votes. They wouldn't care if the polls were not in their favor. Wait, what do you mean? That's all politics. I'm not going to literally yell at the Biden administration for not doing things that are good in order to win votes and then yell at them when they are doing things to win votes. That is the entire point of being in office. Yes. What is happening here? Yeah, they should be buying our votes. That is what politics is about. You're now getting mad at them for doing good things that are beneficial to consumers, actually regulating, because you're like, well, they just want to win our votes. It's like, yeah, dude, it's called being a fucking, a functioning government. What's next, dude? Are you going to be like, wow, dude, the guy working at McDonald's doesn't really have love for making burgers and is simply doing this so he can survive and live and get a paycheck? Yeah, I know. That's kind of the point. I can explain the part of the Apple thing that I think people think you aren't getting. I broadly agree, though. It is pretty funny that we are so far removed from the government actually taking action that is beneficial to consumers that when they do actually do that, we're like, what the fuck? This seems indecent. No, man, it's not. It is decent. It is expected. It is what should happen. I remember covering this when, what's his face? What the fuck? Mark Lamont Hill just texted me. That's crazy. There's got to be a friend of his or something watching, because I was just talking about how he hasn't responded to my text messages. And he says, sorry, I missed your text, been buried. Anyway, let's move away from the Apple thing and move on to Biden clashing with the Governor Abbott in Texas over controversial immigration law.
This country illegally. Now it's blocked.
It's pretty funny. Biden is like, SB 4 is bad, Jack. And then 4 years later, he's like, Actually, we're implementing a universal federal law where we can do SB 4 in the entire country, and the Republicans are the ones stopping us from doing that.
For now, but the issue...
You said you remember covering this one? Oh, I was going to bring up something else. I think Mitt Romney was complaining about the Biden administration early on, wanting to like win votes by giving money to the population. I think it might have been like child tax credits or something. I don't really remember, but at the time, people were basically, student loan debt relief? Yeah. Student loan debt relief, which, unfortunately didn't come as it was supposed to happen. And I thought it was so ridiculous that, like, we are so far removed from the government actually doing shit that is positive for broad chunks of society that people actually use that as a counter. Like, it shows the underlying cynicism. It shows the underlying skepticism that we have with the government doing things that, like, we can so easily cast aside doing good things for the broader population as a cynical ploy to win people's votes. And it's like, yeah, that's called politics. That's called government.
Who was back in court yesterday. Omar Villafranca has the latest.
A contentious Texas border law went under the microscope at the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeal.
You should check your IG ads. There's an issue with one of the artworks on the tees. What? Well, it's GG's if there's an issue. Okay. Austria is spelled Austeria. Well, there you go. There's a misprint. Hope you guys like it.
Wednesday, a 3-judge panel heard arguments from both sides about the law's legality. One judge expressed concern that Texas was overstepping its authority.
This is the first time, it seems to me, that a state has claimed that they have the right to remove illegal aliens. I mean, this is not something that a power that historically has been exercised by states, has it?
The Texas Solicitor General also faced questions on how...
No, I think it's a conservative talking point more than what you think it is. This is a belief that the government should not be taking care of people. Yes, but I find it very strange when, like, supposedly progressive-minded individuals basically do that exact same sentiment, demonstrate that exact same sentiment. It is yet again another demonstration that the reactionary mind virus captivates all, no matter how progressive they think they are. Do you understand? That's what I'm saying. It's like people fucking personally also think I'm a leftist, I'm a communist, I'm a socialist, but also kind of weird that the government's trying to win my votes. It's like, yeah, bro, what the fuck? Would you say that about Medicare for all? You know what I mean? Man, sure don't understand why the government is actually doing Medicare for all and universalizing healthcare. They want to win my votes. You know?
The law would be enforced.
So what if someone enters in, let's say, from Mexico into Arizona and lives there for 5 years, then moves to Texas? Are they covered?
I don't know the answer. I think that, I'm reading the text, maybe.
However, another judge appeared to sympathize with the state's position.
We have no clue how any of this would actually be enforced because there's not been a single person who's been arrested, not a single person who's been ordered removed, not a single state judge who's had occasion to adjudicate a single provision of this in any way.
Texas has a right to defend ourselves.
Still, Abbott remains defiant.
Even without SB 4, Texas has the legal authority to arrest people coming across the razor wire barriers on our border, and we will continue to use our arrest authority.
We don't know when the Fifth Circuit will make a ruling on SB 4, but this is all happening while President Biden is in Texas for fundraisers. He's in Dallas this morning, and he'll be headed to Houston later on today for another event.
Former President Trump, facing new financial challenges, and he's now asking his supporters for additional help. He has until Monday to come up with nearly $500 million. This is money he owes from his civil fraud trial. If he does not come up with that money, New York State could seize some of his properties. Nicole Killian has our story from Washington.
Don Lemon, I just got update. Don Lemon is not in the building. He's not coming today. His team could not secure a good time before I leave for Australia, unfortunately. So, unfortunately, Don Lemon is not going to be on until after I come back from Australia.
Under increasing financial pressure, former President Trump put out a fundraising appeal Wednesday. He urged 1 million supporters to chip in and warned New York Attorney General Letitia James could seize his New York properties, including Trump Tower.
We have a lot of cash and we have a great company, but they want to take it away.
Trump must put up more than $460 million by next Monday to cover the amount of a civil fraud judgment. His attorney said it would be a practical impossibility after unsuccessful attempts to secure the bond from at least 30 companies. The AG's office dismissed their argument, saying there is nothing unusual about even billion-dollar judgments being fully bonded. And James said this to ABC News.
If he does not have funds to pay off the judgment, then we will seek, judgment enforcement mechanisms in court, and we will ask the judge to seize his assets.
Yeah, we're going to talk about this in a
the
second.
former president got a slight reprieve. Fulton County Judge Scott McAfee allowed Trump's defense team to appeal his ruling, keeping District Attorney Fani Willis on the 2020 election interference case.
I'm not on trial.
It comes after Willis acknowledged a romantic relationship with ex-prosecutor Nathan Wade, who resigned last week. Harry Littman is a former federal prosecutor.
If she's disqualified, that's the most that could happen. It doesn't expressly shut down the case.
As the former president's legal issues mount, so are his bills. According to the latest federal election campaign filings, former President Trump's Save America PAC spent more than $8.5 million on legal fees this year, while the Trump campaign has spent about
Wait. This is a Trump Latino ad, new Trump ad targeting Latino voters. Let's fucking go. Okay. He's done shit like this before. Wait, this is old, bro. What the fuck? This is AI, bro. I swear to God, this is AI. Yeah, this is old. This is from the last cycle. I remember this. He recently reposted it, but this is an old ad. I remember covering this on stream. Latinos for Donald Trump. Okay, let me tell you something. This is not AI, but like it is. I think it's like an early version of AI. Like it's not like Midjourney or some shit. But I remember this. I've used this before. Fuck, I forget the app. This is literally this is straight up an app, dude. They cooked this up in like a fucking app. Do you think Trump's gonna have work a 9-to-5 job now? Yeah, rich people never do that. Okay. Yeah, it was like a. Good Lord. Meanwhile, you gave salsa songs that are against stuff like this, against capitalism from back in the day. The Latinx folks have fallen so far. I mean, it's glad to see you working 9-to-5 for yay. Yeah, it's this. Bro, I swear to God, it's this app. Like, I'm not even kidding. I'm pretty sure it's this fucking app, dude. I'm trying to find my, like, travel shit for Australia so I can send it to Will. It needs to be. I use this app. I've used this as well. The font and lyric transition look the same. Yeah, no, it is that app. I admit it's no city of Sultan, I tell you. Yeah. No, Murat's not coming to... Murat is not coming to Australia. Can Murat stream from the desktop then? No. Is there any movement on Maya going? No, I didn't even talk to Maya about coming. Okay.
We're also following another big story and major developments in the Israel-Hamas war. Overnight, Secretary of State Antony Blinken announced the U.S. submitted a draft resolution to the UN Security Council calling for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza tied to the release of more hostages. The U.S. has previously vetoed any resolution that called for a pause in the war. Right now, Blinken is in Egypt, where he met with the president there, al-Sisi, before he travels to Israel tomorrow to meet with Israeli officials. Meanwhile, House Speaker Mike Johnson said this morning he is going to invite Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to deliver an address to a joint session of Congress as new aid packages remain stuck on Capitol Hill. Joining us now is NBC's Raf Sanchez in Tel Aviv. Also with us, Evelyn Farkas, Executive Director of the McCain Institute, former Senior Advisor to the Supreme Allied Commander Europe. Raf, what more can you tell us about this new U.S.-led resolution?
So, Jose, in just the last couple of minutes, NBC News has obtained the language of this resolution, and it is by far the strongest of anything we have seen from the U.S. at the UN Security Council so far. It calls for an immediate and sustained ceasefire in Gaza tied to the release of those remaining hostages. Now, compare that to previous language the U.S. has been circulating, where they called for a temporary ceasefire as soon as practicable. So there is a real sense of urgency.
Wow, real sense of urgency. Temporary ceasefire as soon as practicable. Like, it's like, bro, just say there needs to be a ceasefire. There's a humanitarian crisis occurring in Gaza. It is an ethnic cleansing that is happening, obviously. Okay. Okay. He was talking about the previous one, I think. This one says sustain.
In this latest draft of the resolution that we have not seen previously from the United States. We should be clear that while the U.S. has vetoed 3 previous UN Security Council resolutions calling for a ceasefire in Gaza, this isn't a complete 180. Those resolutions said an end to the fighting with or without a hostage deal. This resolution hinges that ceasefire on a hostage deal coming together from those talks underway right now in Qatar. But this is still a very marked shift. It shows the Biden administration really feeling the heat, both at home and abroad, to do more to address the suffering in Gaza. And Jose, this is also kind of a way for the U.S. to pile pressure on everybody sitting around that negotiating table in Doha, the Israelis, Hamas, and the Qataris, to say, look, it is the will of the international community at this point that you get together, that you make a deal that gets the hostages out, that gets humanitarian aid in, that pauses the fighting, and hopefully leads to an enduring and a permanent ceasefire in Gaza. Jose.
Yeah, I mean, Evelyn, the Biden administration has been increasing the pressure on Israel specifically to try and avoid them invading Rafah and push towards a new ceasefire deal. What do you make of the administration's recent messaging here?
I mean, I think, Jose, they're really coming out much more publicly and much more strongly against an offensive in Rafah, and frankly, you know, against the way the IDF has been fighting the war. They are essentially saying, stop, this is not a way to bring the hostages home. And they're responding to a couple of things. I mean, one, clearly, whatever they were saying behind the scenes, because I did have information that they were behind the scenes trying to tell the Israelis to, you know, use tactics that are less of a big, you know, hammer, if you will, and be more precise, and frankly, to transition to peace talks and get the hostages out. So now they've gone public. They've also been responding, I think, to probably a bit of a coordinated effort with the Senate Majority Leader, Senator Schumer, who very clearly made a political statement with regard to Israel and how and what's happening with Gaza and the future, of course, outcome here. So I think they're moving towards, they're trying to move some more levers towards a a hostage release and then ultimately a peace deal, if you will. And you see this new, shuttle diplomacy by the Secretary of State putting real power and also real initiatives like bringing humanitarian aid to Gaza, separate from the Israelis and separate, frankly, from Hamas. These are real kind of power plays to try to move the needle here and change the dynamic.
And Evelyn, I want to turn to the war in Ukraine right now. You're in Kyiv. This morning, for the first time in 44 days, that city came under attack. What's it like there?
Yeah, I mean, I think people are they're tired because most of us were, in a shelter last night, a bomb shelter. Not everyone has beds in those shelters, so people are tired and they're annoyed. But they also understand that when Russia undertakes this kind of attack, it's because Russia is feeling like it needs to take revenge, and there are a couple things that Russia could be taking revenge for. The Ukrainian forces have taken out a number of Russia's oil refineries. Some estimates say as much as 8% reduction in Russian oil exports might result because of the strikes that the Ukrainians have conducted inside Russian territory. So it could be revenge because of that. The Ukrainians have also taken down a special Russian aircraft that helped with intelligence and surveillance, helped essentially identify the civilian and other targets that the Russians use here to target people in Kyiv, so Kyiv and elsewhere. So because the Russians essentially shot that aircraft down, which was an expensive and important capability, this could also be revenge for that. We don't really know, but obviously people don't want the Russians to keep lobbing missiles towards Kyiv. It's clearly, disruptive.
Ralph Sanchez and Evelyn Farkas, thank you both so very much. Appreciate it.
Breaking as of like 10 minutes ago, IDF says 650 terror operatives captured at Shifa, including Hamas and Islamic Jihad commanders. The Islamic Jihad operatives holed up in the medical center surrendered to the troops. Among them were Hussam Salameh, the commander of PIG's Observation and Intelligence Unit in Gaza City, and his brother Wissam Salameh, head of the terror group's propaganda unit in Gaza City, according to the IDF. Also captured at Shifa are 3 senior officers in Hamas's so-called West Bank headquarters, which is tasked with advancing attacks against Israel from the West Bank, the IDF said. Yeah. It's breaking news, and I will usually wait for a recording of the phone call by the IDF. Yeah, I'll wait for additional confirmation. I have to send something to Will. IDF says the easiest indicator that you are reading bullshit. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. This is a massive fucking claim. It's not like something that they can just make up. They have done it before. But we'll see. They are named by the Shin Bet as Amr Asida, the head of the Nablus unit, Mohammed Kawazme, one of the planners of the 2014 kidnapping and murder attack of 3 Israeli teens. The detained terror operatives have taken to Israel for further interrogation by the Shin Bet. According to the IDF, troops have so far killed more than 140 gunmen in the raid, which began early Monday and is being carried out by the 401st Armored Brigade, Navy's Shahayatet 13 Commando Unit, other forces. During scans of the hospital, the IDF says soldiers seized weapons and intelligence documents, which contributed to the continuation of the fighting. The fighting at El Shifa is still ongoing and is expected to last several more days until all the terror operatives in the area are captured or killed, according to military officials. They executed 90 of them. Yeah. The thing I don't understand is I thought that Israel had already captured El Shifa. They did a siege on El Shifa. They did a photo op on El Shifa, right? They literally went through the entire building. Remember the guns that they showed? I thought that they had already basically fucking dug underneath El Shifa. What the fuck's going on? Euromed Monitor. International community must act immediately to stop Israeli army's massacre of Palestinians at the Al Shifa hospital. The ongoing Israeli massacre in Gaza City's Al Shifa medical complex and surrounding area has left at least 100 Palestinians dead, many of whom were victims of extrajudicial executions after their arrest. The international community must intervene immediately to put an end to this atrocity. Newly released detainees and eyewitnesses told Euromed Human Rights Monitor that Israeli army forces have carried out unlawful killings and executions against displaced Palestinian civilians inside the Al Shifa medical complex for 3 days in a row. and that the military operations there are ongoing. A survivor who asked to be identified only as MK confirmed that Israeli soldiers repeatedly took prisoners into the hospital's morgue area, that gunshots were then heard, and that soldiers left without the prisoners. The soldiers detained me and handcuffed me in the hospital courtyard. I was left undressed for more than 9 hours, MK said. About 4 times during that period, I saw soldiers lead groups of detainees, always at least 3 people and never more than 10, into the hospital buildings, particularly the morgue building where bodies had previously been kept. Israeli occupation forces arrest of 94-year-old Palestinian elderly woman Naifa Rizq al-Nwantiti at Al-Wahda intersection west of Al-Shifa Hospital. It's the 4th time the IDF has raided Al-Shifa. I mean, yeah, this is literally, this is why I'm confused. I thought they fucking went in and out. They dug into Al-Shifa and they failed to demonstrate that there was a Hamas command and control operations center there. They had fucking journalists. Like they went in and out of it. Like, what the fuck is going on? About 4 times during that period, I saw soldiers lead groups of detainees, always at least 3 people and never more than 10, into the hospital buildings, particularly the morgue building where bodies had previously been kept. Gunshots were heard, with the soldiers then leaving the area to bring another group there. No, this is the same hospital. Al-Shifa is one of the major hospitals. Another witness who preferred to remain completely anonymous due to safety concerns and who was able to leave Al-Shifa Medical Complex recently confirmed to the Euromed Monitor team that he witnessed Israeli forces taking 8 to 10 Palestinian civilians at a time towards the morgue area. He then heard heavy gunfire and the Israeli forces later left without the civilians. These civilians were likely subjected to unlawful killings and executions, as all the information obtained by Euromed Monitor's field team suggests that since Al-Shifa Medical Complex was restored Monday night, 100 Palestinians were killed by Israeli gunfire in and outside of it. They admitted to executing 140 Palestinians in Al-Shifa, including children. That's why they're claiming they killed 150 terrorists there. In reality, they just murdered extrajudicially 150 people, some of them civilians, many of them most likely civilians, judging by their civilian to actual enemy combatant casualty numbers so far. The Israeli army has acknowledged that it killed 90 people during the ongoing military operation in Al-Shifa Medical Complex. Now, this came yesterday. That number has now reached 150. An international committee must be established to investigate the war crimes and crimes against humanity committed by Israeli forces as part of its genocide campaign, which includes planned killings and executions against civilians that are outside the purview of law and judiciary. Meanwhile, Israel's army is still arbitrarily detaining hundreds of civilians for the 3rd day in a row, including medical personnel and immobile patients, amid an environment of intimidation and heavy Israeli gunfire. About 320 people have already been detained, including journalists, medical personnel, and displaced people, many of whom have been tortured and forced to remain fully nude or dressed in flimsy white clothes. More than half of these individuals have been transported in trucks and military vehicles to Israeli detention facilities. The ongoing events at Al-Shifa Medical Complex and the risks faced by civilians there, including patients and healthcare workers and displaced people seeking refuge who are protected by international humanitarian law, are deeply concerning. As hospitals and medical facilities are required to be protected, the international community must take on its responsibilities to protect all Gaza Strip residents and force Israel to end its genocide against Palestinians in the Strip. What is this? An Israeli helicopter is firing in the vicinity of Al-Shifa Medical Complex in Gaza, coinciding with multiple artillery explosions. Okay, that video doesn't show anything, though. It just sounds, and I don't know how valid it is. I'm not calling into question the validity of it, but it's just like not enough for me to show. Regarding the IDF claim on Al-Shifa, this photo collage of the IDF shows some of the 358 confirmed terror operatives captured by troops at Gaza City's Shifa Hospital. In all, more than 650 suspects were detained. The Israeli officials this morning said that they were trying to capture as many people as possible to continue on with their investigations, to get more information from information on like the ground operations of Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad and many other things. Watch out, there's a video where Israel killed 4 people with drones live on tape. Is brutal. Right by the office of the director of the Shifa Hospital, a designated room for Hamas terrorists to operate from, with weapons and terror funds intended for distribution. This is more evidence of Hamas's systematic abuse. Are you fucking kidding me? Really? March 18th is when they released this? Bro, you guys were inside of Al-Shifa for fucking 4 months. What the fuck? Or 3 months at this point. Damn, bro. Can't believe they found this, dude. Can't believe they found this right in the eve of, like, on March 18th. Right in the eve of their next fucking line of attack. Odds that they're trying to grab even more hostages, so in the event both sides swap hostages during a ceasefire, they may have even more than the requested amount. Yeah, they're like, look at this. We found Hamas terror tunnel after 3 months of taking over Al-Shifa hospital. We found yet another terror plaque. We had not seen it for 3 months. We found it just now. As we are entering Al-Shifa once again. We're in the office of the director of the Shifa hospital. Come and see what we found. He says this is the office of the director of the Shifa hospital. Outside, you can see well-known hospital compound, the Qatari building in front, and the emergency room here to the left. Adjacent to the office of the director, there are 2 rooms designated for use by Hamas terrorists. Grenades, mortar shells, bullets, and numerous terror funds were found. Dude. Come on, man! Are you for fucking real? Listen, we found 2 bullets. And once again, here is a terror Quran. This one is annotated. These are terror grenades and terror bullets and terror Quran. More video claimed to be from the hospital. The IDF says 300 terrorist suspects have been detained during the ongoing operation at Shifa Hospital. According to IDF, among the detainees are dozens of prominent terrorists in Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad terror groups. The captured operatives are allegedly involved in directing terror attacks in the West Bank, are members of the Hamas propaganda unit, and members of Islamic Jihad's rocket unit, the IDF says. Suspects detained by the IDF as Shifa are questioned by field interrogators of the Military Intelligence Directorate's Unit 504 before being taken to Israel for further investigation. The IDF also releases footage showing weapons found by troops in an office adjacent to the Shifa director's office. According to the IDF, dozens of gunmen have been killed in the raid so far. I think it is at this point well established that hospitals, of course, have guns inside of them, just like hospitals, of course, have security officials. It is literally a fucking war zone. Duh. Okay? Hospitals have armed security in Gaza. This should not come as a surprise to anyone. They need to have guns to protect the patients, not just from Israeli gunfire, which you can't really do too much of to begin with, because, you know, what are you going to do? How are you going to fucking shoot back against a goddamn sniper drone that's just murking people that are showing up on the windows indiscriminately? But against criminal elements as well, because guess what? Hospitals have a lot of valuable things inside of it, especially in times of an ongoing ethnic cleansing campaign. So therefore, in order to ensure the safety and security of the patients, and also simultaneously stop any kind of criminal elements from coming in to like take up what remains of the ascetic amount of drugs that they already have that are that the patients need, you're going to need security. Considering that they killed one of the other civil security forces leadership only a couple days prior in the Al-Shifa hospital, doesn't seem like they give a fuck about any of that stuff and are just basically using this to say, look, I told you there are fucking terrorists in here. Look at this. They have guns. Isn't the IOF calling members
PG. תוציא הכל.
Dude, every single thing I see, how do you stay sane and articulate when watching this genocide footage while there are demons trying to justify it? Every single thing I see is insane. Like the fact that there are any fucking people inside of Gaza that have been able to fucking put up any kind of defense against the very well-armed Israeli occupying force is wild. These are like bathtub rockets, literally, and bathtub bombs, which, by the way, I don't know if they actually found in the hospital or simply found in the hospital, considering that they were in the hospital for fucking 5 months. What are we talking about? Yeah, here is the latest picture from the Al Shifa hospital from Hind Khudari, one of the last remaining alive journalists inside of Gaza. Now, remember, why is it in bags, not displayed already? This reenactment is bad actors. Well, how they know it's not armed, like they manipulate them, like they know it's okay. Yeah, I mean, it is wild to raw dog a bag full of munitions like this without any suspicion that it might be like he's like, just now I am finding weapons, okay? Just now finding weapons in this bag. And it's like, you would never touch that bag. Okay? You would never touch that bag. You would literally have an expert go through it, because there is no guarantee that that bag is not fucking booby trapped into oblivion. As a matter of fact, in most circumstances, like, you can't show the end of the stream even though it's blurred, but they claim this is a video of a shootout with militants at the hospital. Like, in every single circumstance, all the weapons left behind would usually be booby trapped. The IDF releases footage showing troops of the Navy Shayetet 13 Commando Unit battling Hamas operatives inside of Gaza City Shifa Hospital. According to the IDF, some 20 gunmen were killed by troops in the area of the hospital. What is this? Let me see. It might be... What? Oh, yes, the RPG storage hallway. Yeah. There was a shootout at the hospital. The resistance shared on their Telegram, too. How are you supposed to prove to people who are intent on their belief that all Palestinians are terrorists, that they're being so much Israel propaganda? What? There's just a high chance that they might have forgotten their own fucking booby traps in there. They're so incompetent. Wait, what? No. They released footage. What the heck? The IDF released footage of them engaging in what they say is a gun battle. The only thing you end up seeing is them shooting at a blurred person. I think there's a person there that they're shooting at, but I can't tell if he has a gun or not. And then like them checking corners and throwing grenades and stuff. No one else. And then at the end of it, there's a dead dude, also blurred, with a Kalashnikov on the ground. Okay. There is a dead dude with a Kalashnikov on the ground. It could absolutely... No, don't say plant a gun. Okay? Before you say that, there is a much more realistic scenario where the actual Palestinian security, like hospital security, might have engaged the Israeli commandos that were breaching the fucking hospital. There are rules of engagement when you are dealing with a hospital. Israel is violating said rules every fucking day. You are not supposed to be seizing or sieging a hospital like this. Okay? Israel is doing the criminal thing here. Totally reasonable for the Palestinian security to engage with the IDF at that point. Yes. Just like the head of police that they murked. The elite unit of the Palestinian Islamic Jihad send their greetings to the Axis resistance from below the earth in the tunnels of Gaza, specifically northern Gaza, where Israel claims it cleared out and has full control over. Is there TOS in this? This is from the 21st of March, 2024. Jesus Christ. Al-Muqawama al-Islamiyya released footage here saying that they're still operating inside of northern Gaza as Israel claims that they've taken. It says today as Ramadan dawns upon us in the battle of the Aqsa flood, from here, from the bottom of the earth, from the fighting tunnels of the Palestinian Islamic Jihad of the Northern Regiment Elite Unit, we extend our greetings to the axis of resistance, Hezbollah, Ansarallah, Iraq, Iran, Yemen, our people in Lebanon, and the Jenin Brigade, and the battalions of the fearless, and every year, may you be well. Yes, this is not Hamas. This is Islamic Jihad. This is their, this is their their commando unit. That's crazy.
وما رميت إذ رميت ولكن الله رمى كرمال شهدائنا كرمال أسرانا الله أكبر ولا
This one is recent too. Hamas video shows intense fighting in Gaza with Israel's military. As far as I understand, Hamas and Islamic Jihad are fighting in the vicinity of the Al Shifa hospital. This is from a month ago, but not inside of the Al Shifa hospital. This is an old video. Did you see that they literally have a podcast now? Yeah, I heard. I haven't watched it, but I have heard that they have a podcast apparently. On a separate note, the IDF released this pretty incredible footage the other day. Watch the first 20 seconds. A gunman hides from a drone. The IDF releases footage captured by a drone showing a Hamas gunman waiting to ambush troops inside a building in the Hamad Town residential complex in Han Yunis. The gunman, after being spotted, was killed by troops of the elite Egal's commando. Wait, did they show the dead body here? This one is from the vicinity of Al Shifa. I can't tell if they're they're just blowing up tanks. Yes, the footage is extremely graphic. They get blown to pieces. Okay, I don't want to show this footage if it's extremely graphic. Anyway. Not sure if safe for stream, but this is the video of the 14s targeted by a drone. Al Jazeera clipped the video to not show body parts and dead bodies. Yeah. There's new videos like that every day. It's wild. Just saw it. It's depraved. Man was literally caught crawling after watching 3 people he was with die, and they blew him apart. Oh, you're talking. Okay. Because there is so many fucking footage. There's so much footage from inside of Gaza. I think people are getting confused. Okay? You're getting confused, and you're also kind of confusing me as well with respect to what footage you're referencing. Hold on one second. Oh, what? Breaking. Israeli airstrikes target the gates of Al Amal Orphanage Institute on Wahda Street in Gaza City. They are talking about the Al Jazeera footage from the fallen Israeli drone. Yeah. Al Jazeera got the footage from an Israeli drone Hamas took down, by the way. It would have been lost forever if Hamas didn't get it. Let me see. Let me watch this footage to see if it's like okay for stream. There's just 4 civilians walking. I'll show you this part at least. This is drone footage that Al Jazeera showed from a downed Israeli drone. It's basically just it's the footage of the 4 guys walking. It absolutely is not safe. Okay, I'm not going to show you the rest of it, but it's just 4 4 dudes walking, no guns, nothing. Okay, they're just walking, and you can clearly see.
الشبان وهم يسيرون بين ركام خلفته طائرات وقذائف الاحتلال وعلى طريق أشبعتها آلياته تجريفا. حصلت طول
Holy fuck.
منذ ما قبل 7 من أكتوبر. ويبدو واضحا من الصور
Oh
أن
my God.
الفلسطينيين لا يحملون السلاح ولا يشكلون خطرا على أي شيء أو أي أحد. صاروخ يستهدف الشبان فيستشهد منهم 2. لا يمكن عرض الصور.
There's a 5th guy walking ahead,
تستشهد أحد عودة للموقع
and he starts running.
أن أحد الشبان يتحرك.
Or I think he's like still walking in a straight line. What the fuck?
والمسيرة ومن يشغلها.
I don't want to show. It's blurry. They blur all the fucking dead bits and pieces. The same 4 guys, 2 survives, and they follow up. Oh, it's the same 4 guys. They blow up the 4 dudes walking. One of them is like on the ground, crawling. The other one starts like picking up his pace while limping. They blow him up. They track him and they blow him up. There's another guy that falls to the ground and he's crawling and they blow him up as well. That's crazy, dude. Yeah, and then they zoom in on the they zoom in on like the dead body. The drone is like zooming in on the dead bodies. It is so fucking insane. Holy shit. Yugopnik, thank you for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. I forgot, we're talking about some really fucked up, really gruesome shit that Israel's doing right now in Gaza. This is Don Lemon is not coming on today. We could not set up an interview in short notice, even though they were the ones who asked. Anyway, dude, this is really fucked up. Okay. All right. I'm not going to show you the drone. I'm not going to show you the drone footage of the Israeli drones lighting up 4 Palestinian civilians walking home and then double tapping the ones that survived the first drone strike. Yeah. Also, as many warned, this war will cause more radicalization if true. Border police officers detained a Palestinian man in the West Bank who allegedly planned to carry out a suicide bombing. Law enforcement officials say undercover officers raided the Akbat Jabr refugee camp near Jericho following intelligence provided by the Shin Bet security agency on a suspect who was planning to commit a suicide bombing in the immediate time frame. The suspect was captured following a brief chase, which also included a gun battle with other Palestinians in the area. Police say the officers returned fire at 3 suspects hurling explosive devices and shooting at the cops. One of them was killed, according to Palestinian health officials. The detained suspect was handed over to Shin Bet for questioning. But why using bomb on 4 civilians seems a bit unnecessary, even by IDF standards? The fuck do you mean? What do you think they've done? How do you think they killed 30,000 plus Palestinians so far? It is exactly that. This is the IDF standard. We just happen to catch a downed drone, directly show their targeting strategies. It is the IDF standard. There's nothing, there is nothing else. There is no other IDF standard. That is the only standard that they have. Arrest everyone, and then at the end of it, fucking, the Israeli military published a drone video of the strike on their 2 people, one of which was carrying an RPG. After we asked them, the IDF admitted it was actually a bicycle. Oh, this is, oh, here's the, oh my God. Oh my God. He's not dead yet. This is, this literally, they claimed this drone footage that they fucking murked these 2 dudes with, they claimed was a RPG. It was just a fucking bicycle, dude. This is from March 12th. I didn't even catch this one. Yeah, obviously, the IDF would never target individuals with such disregard for their safety and security. That's crazy. Civilians, they would never do that. People only care about the Palestinians when they get radicalized and become Hamas members, not when their lives and families get blown up. Yeah, absolutely. It's completely fucking unacceptable. This is actual indiscriminate bombing. No, it's what I call discriminately indiscriminate. Okay? it comes across as indiscriminate, but it's actually very deliberate, very targeted murder of civilians. Dude, this is mechanized death. I don't know, there's no other way to put what's going on other than mechanized death. Like, the Israeli occupying force has created a machine of death that it is unleashing on top of the entire population of Gaza. Every single Palestinian and even Israeli hostages are not safe inside of Gaza due to Israel's own devices. They are openly doing it. There is no fucking camp because the camp is technically a ghetto that they are blowing up currently. And while they're doing that, they're also stating time and time again that this is valid. Here's what the Israeli media is saying. This is the military correspondent for Khan News. In the photo published by the IDF spokesperson after Brigadier General Hagari's statement, a photo of 358 terrorists arrested at Shifa Hospital was published. One of them is a very senior in the military arm of Hamas, Ra'ad Saad, head of the operations division. His picture was also published on the cards of senior Hamas officials that were distributed to IDF fighters in Gaza. In a statement, Hagari said, "We arrested senior terrorists in Shifa whose names cannot be published yet because they strengthen important intelligence information." Itai is an evil free, by the way. He should be at The Hague. I mean, his job is literally to fucking do active coverage of a genocide in the most, like, pro-Israel way he possibly can. I don't understand, okay? I mean, first of all, he is literally a stenographer. He is doing propaganda while I agree with you, is there any proof that Israel is killing the hostages? I mean, there is proof of Israel that has killed hostages in the past, but what do you mean? Like the Israeli hostages? I'm sorry. I don't know how to describe this to you. Israel admitted that they shot and killed some of the hostages, like openly, because they did. Like they straight up executed 3 Israeli hostages, straight up, who were waving flags. And not only that, but also every single hostage that has like not been heard of, like Hamas keeps releasing information about some of the hostages that Israel has killed through rockets. Israel then will sometimes recover their bodies and conduct an investigation. You never hear about the outcome of said investigations because of course Israel fucking blew them up. How else would they have died? The only evidence we have from hostages that have actually been released in a ceasefire is that Hamas and Islamic Jihad do everything physically in their fucking power to protect the hostages from Israeli gunfire and Israeli rockets. This is also the firsthand testimony of the hostages that have been released. Obviously, this makes sense, not because they have incredible care and incredible interest in like the humanity of the Israeli hostages that they took as hostage. It's because it is their only bargaining chip. Hostages are more valuable alive than dead. Almost every single hostage that has been released, with the exception, I guess, of like the most ridiculous propagandists, have said that their real fear when they were in captivity was not by their captors, but instead by Israel. There have been instances where some of the Israeli hostages that have been released have openly fucking stated that Palestinian militants have covered their bodies, the Israeli hostages in their bodies, okay, with their own bodies, with like under bedding. Like they've thrown stuff on top of them when bombings are happening, and also stood on top of those beds, on top of the mattresses, in an effort to protect them with their own bodies, providing like a real fucking human shield. Hamas has released, a security official from Hamas told Al Jazeera, a number of pictures on the list belong to people currently outside Gaza or other pictures of martyrs. If you want to, in relation to this, the IDF admitted a hostage was wounded in an airstrike. It was so close. Oh, here's more information on that. IDF spokesman Rear Admiral Daniel Hagari says Corporal Noah Marciano, who was held hostage in a hideout apartment near Shifa Hospital, was killed by Hamas and not an Israeli airstrike. Citing a pathology report and intelligence information, he says Marciano was wounded by an IDF airstrike, then later taken to Shifa, where she was murdered. Noah was kidnapped to an apartment next to Shifa Hospital. During the IDF strikes in Gaza, a Hamas terrorist who was holding her was killed. The pathology report states that Noah was injured by the strike, but not in a life-threatening way, and this is contrary to the lies published by Hamas, to which Noah was killed by IDF strikes. I do not fucking believe, even for a single moment, that that hostage was killed by Hamas. Okay? I don't. I don't believe that at all. That is so insane. Because guess what? One, this goes against all of the fucking firsthand testimony from the hostages. Two, it goes against rationale and logic. And three, and I told you this on October 9th. Okay? On October 9th, I said, if Hamas executes hostages, you will know, because they will do it on camera. Hostages are more valuable alive than dead. Okay? So if Hamas wants to increase pressure on Israel, for example, they would film the execution to be like, this is what you brought upon yourself. They would not just kill a hostage without making a fucking demand and getting something out of it. Okay? That's it. I'm surprised they haven't yet, because of course they haven't, because they're more valuable alive than dead. That's the whole point. The hostages are their only fucking lifeline. Not that it cares. I mean, not that Israel cares, and not that it matters, because Israel keeps blowing them up. So they would pull an ISIS moment? Yes. They haven't. As far as I know, Hamas has never done something like that. Okay? And it's not just ISIS that does this, okay? But as far as I've never seen them do something like that. But yes, in a hostage situation, that is something that they would do if they were to increase pressure on Israel to act. That is what they would do. They would never just fucking kill a hostage for funsies. You are delusional if you think this. Why the fuck would they go through all of the work to even secure hostages if you're just fucking gonna kill them and not get anything, not extract anything in that regard? The Indian explosives in Gaza, IDF used munitions from 1953 and shells intended for training only. Attempts to preserve munitions, irregular shipments, and Indian explosives in disintegrating sacks created a logistical and operational nightmare that made it difficult for artillery to assist combat forces and increased risk of errors and misfire. You know, it's because they've used so much. The theory supports this. Most literature suggests that terrorists act as rational agents, i.e. terrorism is a means of extracting concessions, and so killing a hostage would be, like you're saying, illogical. Yes, you only believe that if you personally, legitimately believe that Hamas and other Palestinian militancy are not actually operating with any kind of like logic. You might not agree with their means, you might not agree with their demands, but there is still some human rationale behind it. And the reality is, like, just like 9/11, right? I don't agree with what Osama bin Laden did, but of course there is a reason for why he did it. It's not correct, right? His actions are not correct. His reasoning is not correct, but it doesn't matter. There's still a fucking logical through line there. If you look at it and you just go, oh, that's just a fucking barbarian who wants to kill as many people as possible, you're missing the fucking point. You cannot solve problems with this kind of thinking. Okay? It's something that I have had to repeat over and over and over and over again since October 7th. If you, like, people legitimately do think that these guys are impossible to reason with. They are not operating with any kind of like self-preservation in mind, that they're simply just like Islamist fundamentalists who are crazy and just want to do like bloodlust and rapes, like mass rapes. Okay? What is this? Yeah, there is no like, they want to do fucking mass rapes. That's why they fucking stole hostages method there. That is just a lie that Israel repeats over and over and over again in order to justify, dehumanize the Palestinian population. And then And then, you know, tell the rest of the world what they're doing is good. They've used so many fucking artillery. They've used so much artillery that even in spite of the fact that despite the fact that America is like consistently giving them more and more to fucking use on Palestinian children, they still don't have enough. By the way, think about how fucking insane that is.
Damn, this guy's good.